Well guys, I've done it. I've officially reorganized my entire game collection. Not just on this shelf, but all around the room. So why did I decide to reorganize my entire game collection? Well, simply put it was just a mess. Like literally, like I would have games for the same platform just all over the room. So like my Xbox 60 games, for example, I would have some on this shelf, some on that shelf, some over there, some over there. It was just a mess, you know. It was honestly just a complete mess. So what I decided to do is that I wanted to have as much of the same library of games all together as much as possible. So like, for example, I wanted all my PS4 games together, so that's what I did. I wanted most of my 360 games together, at least the ones I could fit on this shelf. So that's what I did, although I still have some over there, but I don't mind that so much. And I wanted my entire PS2 game collection together, and that's exactly what I did. Same with original Xbox. So yeah, so I just wanted to make it more organized, because before, like, I would just have like random selection of games just on the shelf. So like I'll just have like random mix of like PS2, Xbox 60, PS1, just random games for random systems on the shelf pretty much, and none of it was organized until now. You know, this is literally the first time I've ever reorganized my game collection before, and it was a pain in the ass to do. It took me a few hours. I literally had to take out pretty much all my games, just put them on my shelf, and yeah, manually reorganize them all. Did it by myself. And my main focus was on this shelf. This was the shelf that was probably the most messiest. So that was my main focus, but I did also decide to do a few tweaks like to my other shelves. So like, for example here, these 360 games stayed pretty much the exact same, but I just added a few more games here and there. So like, for example, Red Dead Redemption, I've moved here. Call of Duty 2, I've moved here as well. I've moved Far Cry 2, which was originally here. I moved up here, and I put Instinct's Predator at the very beginning here, so now all the Far Cries are together. And I also moved Doom 3 BFG Edition here, and the 2 Dead Rising games, as well as Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, put that next to the other Lego Star Wars games, and also Forza Horizon 1 and 2, I moved next to the 2 Forza Motorsports I have. So yes, that was pretty much all that I changed with these games here. And then as for the 2 other shelves, well, as you can see, I'm not entirely sure at the moment like how I'm going to reorganize both of these, considering I moved quite a lot of the games onto this shelf. But at the moment, I've decided to put my GameCube games up here. Wii games are still down here. Those haven't been moved. I've put my Wii U games and the rest of my Wii games down here for the time being. Still got quite a big gap here, that's why there's this random 3DS game here. And also gap here as well. And we also got Duck Plush down there as well, because why not? And then over here, I've moved my PC games to the top shelf, and also got my DVDs here, and just 2 random Xbox games here, just to fill up the space. Again, I might decide to move these in the future. This is just temporary at the moment. And also these as well. This is temporary. I'm still just deciding on what exactly I'm going to put on these shelves. But yeah, but for the time being, this is what's going to be on them. And I've also just got a bunch of random cuddlies there, again just to fill up the space. And down here at the very bottom is currently empty. I'm still deciding on what exactly I'm going to put down there. But yeah, I need to clean it first because it's super dusty down there. But yeah, but the bulk of the change is from this shelf right here, my main shelf in my room. So the first thing I did was that I moved all of my PS4 games onto the top row here. So originally I just had these 2 pretty much always had PS4 games, but like these lot here were on different parts of the shelf. So like these games here, for example, were originally down here, and these games here were at the very bottom down there. So I decided to move them all to the top, so now all my PS4 games are together. If you're wondering why there's a gap here, I'm not entirely sure why. I'm still deciding on what game I should put there. But yeah, as well as moving them to the top, I also slightly reorganized them a bit. So like, for example, I moved Just Cause 4 here next to Just Cause 3. I also moved the 2 Modern Warfare games, Modern Warfare Remastered and Modern Warfare 2019, next to the Black Ops games. And I also put Black Ops Cold War next to Black Ops 3 and 4. I also moved Battlefield 1 here and put it next to Battlefield 4 and 5, because originally Battlefield 1 was on this shelf, just on its own. And then I also moved Watch Dogs Legion here next to Watch Dogs 1 and 2. I also moved the 2 Lego games here as well, and Tetris Effect. And I've also got here the one-off Call of Duty games. So these are the 3 Call of Duty games that haven't had like sequels or anything. So Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and World War II. Although supposedly, the rumor going around at the moment is that the new COD for this year, 2021, is supposedly going to be called like COD World War II Vanguard or something, or at least that's the working title. So potentially World War II might be getting a sequel this year, and also Sledgehammer's developing this year's COD, so potentially that might get a sequel, but for the time being, it's just a one-off game. And then this has stayed pretty much the same, these games here, except I've added Terminator Resistance and Sonic Forces here, and I've also got just some random stuff here at the end, just to fill up the space. And then the bottom row here is all Xbox 360 games, obviously not my entire collection because I've still got a few games over there, but this is still a pretty big bulk of my collection, I'd say. They're literally in no particular order, literally just a random selection of games, but I did obviously try to put like all the games in the same series together. So for example, Just Cause 1 and 2 are now together, whereas before they were literally in complete opposite sides of the room. Like Just Cause 1 was all the way over there, and Just Cause 2 was there. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying earlier when I said that my collection was a complete mess. Like even games for the same series on the same platform would be in 2 opposite sides of the room. So, and I don't know why, it was literally, like I said, it was literally a complete mess. But yeah, I got all the Sonic games next to each other for the 360, so Unleashed, Generations, and the 2 All-Stars racing games. I got all the mainline Battlefields for the 360 right here, so 2 Modern Combat, 3 and 4, and I've got the spin-off games, Bad Company 1 and 2, and Hardline over here. So yeah, the 2 Angry Birds games here together, and then over here I put all of my tennis games together, so Topspin 2 and 3, and then Virtua Tennis 3, 4, and 2009. All the Dynasty Warriors games now together, so 5 Empires, 6, 7, and 8, and then these 3 are just here, just I don't really know, just to fill up space. So yeah, just random, just put the games in randomly, but at least it's somewhat more consistent than it was before I did all this, pretty much. And underneath that, I have my entire PS2 collection, all on the same shelf. Yes, finally, I have all of my PS2 games together, all on the same shelf. Like, PS2 was probably the one that was the most all over the place, but now, finally, I decided to move my entire collection of PS2 games onto the same shelf. And what I did, actually, was that I organized them by genre. Yeah, I only did it just for the PS2 games, just because I had so many. All the other games that I moved, I just kind of just put them in just any old random order. It was just PS2 that I decided to organize them all by genre. So for example, this section here is all of my first-person shooters and third-person action games. So we've got the Time Splitters games right here, all 3 of them, the 2 CODs for the PS2, and Quake 3 and Red Faction and Black. So all my first-person shooters for the PS2, and then we've got 3D action games. So we've got the 3 Spider-Man games right here, the Rayman games, and just a random Star Wars game just to fill up the space. And then here I've got all of my third-person shooters slash third-person hack and slash games slash my one and only third-person beat 'em up for the PS2. So we've got like 50 Cent Bulletproof, the 2 Max Payne games, Gun, Hitman 2. Metal Gear Solid 2, all the Dynasty Warriors I own for the PS2, so 2 through 5, and of course the Warriors. And over here I have all my sports games, so we've got all the FIFAs right here, Topspin, Virtua Tennis 2, Tiger Woods, and also the SSX games all here as well. Then over here I got all my racing games, so we got Burnout, Midnight Club, Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, Ridge Racer, Crazy Taxi, Smuggler's Run. Although Crazy Taxi and Smuggler's Run aren't necessarily racing games, I still decided to put them in here because they're kind of racing games, but not really. But I decided to just add them with the rest of my racing games just because I didn't know where else to put them. And then here I've got all the Sonic games for the PS2, at least all the ones I have, and also Sega Mega Drive collections here as well, because I didn't know where else to put it, so I just put it next to my Sonic games. I've also got all my fighting games here as well, so all the Tekkens, Hyper Street Fighter 2, and the 2 Virtua Fighter 4 games. And here I've got all of my open world games. So we've got all the GTAs right here for the PS2, the 2 Getaway games, the 2 Driver games for the PS2, the 2 Stuntman games, even though they're not open world games, I decided just to include them here. And I've got the 2 Simpsons games right here, Hit and Run and Road Rage. Even though Road Rage isn't an open world game, I still decided to put it next to Hit and Run, because even though both games are completely different genre-wise, Hit and Run is the sequel to Road Rage, so that's why that's there. And here I've got my light gun games, so all the Time Crisis games, Virtual Cop and Vampire Knight, all the Lego games right here, and just like some random miscellaneous games. So like Atari Anthology, Guitar Hero, Theme Park World, Space Invaders Anniversary, you know, just random pretty much. And then last but not least, we have all of my extreme sports games. So here we have all the Tony Hawk's for the PS2, Pro Skater 3, The Proving Ground, all the Activision 02 games, so Sean Palmer's Pro Snowboarder, Kelly Slayer's Pro Surfer, Mathman's Pro Max 2, and Wakeboarding Unleashed, as well as Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure, and also Cool Borders Code Alien, which is a Japanese game. Really, the SSX game should be here with the rest of the extreme sports games, but because there's no more room, I just decided to put the SSX games with these sports games instead of with extreme sports games, but they really should be. But yeah. Okay, and then down here we've got original Xbox games. We've got my entire original Xbox game collection right here. These are in no particular order, like I mentioned earlier. I only really sorted out the PS2 games. And then this right here is just my copy of Duke Nukem Time to Kill. Obviously this is a PS1 game, but I put it here just to fill up the tiny little gap right there. So yeah, that's why that's there. And then here I've got every single Need for Speed on the, well, almost every single Need for Speed on the Xbox 360. I'm just missing Carbon. That's the only Need for Speed for the 360 I'm missing. But other than that, I have all of them. So I got Most Wanted, 2005, Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, Hot Pursuit, The Run, Shift 2 Unleashed, Most Wanted 2012, and Rivals. So yeah, just need to get Carbon, and I've got all the Need for Speeds at the 360. And over here we just got random 360 games, Tetris Evolution, the FIFA games, Skyrim. Yes, I do actually own Skyrim, even though I've never played it. I know, big shocker, I've never played Skyrim, but I own it. I know, it's crazy. I want to get around to playing it, but yeah, that was my dad's, but he gave it to me. So yeah, just random 360 games right there. And then at the very bottom is just all my handheld games, which originally was up here, but I decided to move them at the bottom here. These are pretty much unchanged. All the DS and 3DS games are still in the same place as they were when they were up here. All my Switch games are still in the same place, except for I've now added Super Mario 3D All-Stars with my Switch collection. Before 3D All-Stars was actually next to my PSP games, because I didn't have enough room to fit it with the rest of my Switch games originally when they were up here. But now Mario 3D All-Stars is with the rest of my Switch games. And I've got all my PSP games right here, and just 3 random DS games right here, and my 2 boxed Game Boy Advance games as well. So yeah, so there you have it. That's my my main shelf and all the changes that I've made to it. And if you're wondering as well, like, where are all the PS1 games? Well, I'll show you. I've moved them down here. So yeah, I don't know how well you can see, but pretty much my entire PS1 game collection, with the exception of Theme Park, Medal of Honor, and Wipeout, with the exception of those 3 games, which are somewhere else, just because I can't fit them here. With the exception of those 3, this is my entire PS1 game collection, and they're all here. For the longest time, I used to have half PS2 and half PS1 games here, but now it's all just PS1. So yeah. And if you're wondering where my other 3 PS1 games are, they're here at the moment. I don't really know where else to put them, so I'll just kind of leave them here, and just got 3 random DS games and like some CDs and whatnot. The top of this shelf has always just been completely random. Anyway guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed. Again, this is literally the first time I've ever reorganized my entire game collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and please like, subscribe, and peace.